and a touchdown out of empty.
Eagles playing with pace. Hurts faking the handoff, the pass, bat into the air, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Cisco. Cisco still going inside the 20. Cisco is going to score. Pick 6 for Jacksonville.
Talk about that next man up mentality. It seems like everybody's taking that to heart.
Get up, get up. The pitch to Pierce. Good blocking on the perimeter, and there he goes. Across midfield, inside the 10, and he'll take it to the house, 75 yards.
They're going to run it and get the first down. Rashad Penny, touchdown, Seahawks. Realistically, you need 23 yards or so. One timeout left, can go anywhere. Wentz decides to go for it all, going deep. It is intercepted. Trayvon Diggs. Guess who?
Well, I think they're still frustrated. Their defense got a stop on a curious play there where the officials said they stopped play because of a play clock that needed to be reset. It's history now. The completion to Hockenson, who slips a tackle, and he's going to get a first down. And he stayed in bounds. They did not rule him out. Hockenson inside the 5. First and goal Lions.
2 picks. He fumbled a couple times as well. He's going to throw here. Much more aggressive to begin. A deep ball for Mooney. Oh, what a shot! Perfectly thrown and hauled in. 51-yard strike.
Gordon is now in. 1st and 10, Melvin Gordon. Oh, he fumbled again! He fumbled again! Robertson's got it! And he's got an entourage by midfield. Got a block by Hobbs. And there he goes! He's got 6! On the fumble by Gordon. His 4th of the season. Raiders have jumped on top.
From the 25-yard line, Saquon Barkley with a gaping hole, and Saquon Barkley is into Bears territory. Tracked down from behind by Brisker.
Thank you, Jen, and the Pete Carroll conversation. It was finished and physical. The defense has been physical as Goff has been sharp, but this is intercepted by Tariq Woolen, and he's going to take it back inside for a Seahawk touchdown. Wow.
He did miss some time during the week with that toe issue. Ryan avoids the pressure. Deep shot. Alec Pierce stops and makes the catch inside the 25 of Tennessee.
Cardinals must get to the 37 for a first down. Murray throws, picked off by Luvu. Frankie Luvu down the sideline. He's in for a Panthers touchdown.
You never know with these guys. From the 2, Mahomes escaping, on the move. Mahomes stops, spins, flips it forward for the touchdown to Edwards-Helaire. Mahomes straddled the line of scrimmage, flipped it to Edwards-Helaire for the score.
Who would ever think that Aaron Rodgers at home would be losing to a third-string quarterback?
And now Murray to the end zone. Brown, touchdown.
Then you bring blitzes when they don't know they're coming. That's what makes it really hard.
Where does Lawrence go here? Feeling the pressure, throws on 3rd down. Wide open, it's Kirk. Inside the 10.
Frantically in the 4th quarter for most of the year. They may have to do it again. 2nd and 16. Dalton looking down the sideline. Callaway is there. Sizing it up, and he makes the catch. A great throw by Andy Dalton.
Last week, the Pittsburgh defense did not do a good job inside in coverage against the Browns.
Double reverse. The pass to the end zone. Caught by Wilson from Braxton Berrios.
But so whenever they ran something, he said, are you doing that with an exclamation point or not? It's translating here today.
Yeah, they have brought life to the X's and O's, and a lot of life and a lot of green grass from Mike Williams, sprinting down the turf on the far side, and a 50-yard hookup with Herbert.
Give, and a big hole and a seam for McKissic. Sprinting ahead, J.D. McKissic dragged down from behind, but not before a big gain.
This is the first play run by the Panthers since the 7:09 mark of the third quarter. Another batted ball, and it's intercepted by Dennis Gardeck.
Smith for Metcalf, who's open. DK Metcalf trying to put a move on. And Metcalf down inside the 2-yard line. A good catch and carry. Deshaun Elliott kept him from getting a touchdown.
Jackson told us that Linderbaum from day one just looked like he belonged. He doesn't know if it's an Iowa thing like Marshall Yonda. Jackson somehow upright and throws it downfield. The ball caught. A wild play. Duvernay on the receiving end. How did he do that?
First and 10. Saints brought 5. Airing it deep for Jefferson. He's got it. The home run ball. Hit from Cousins to Jefferson.
Wiping away the play and then the 5-yard penalty. So it's 3rd and 9. Jones will dump it off for Barkley, who gets away from Morrow. Tries to make it a highlight. Gets a block from Jones. First down. Saquon. 16 yards, making brilliance out of nothing.
When you do something really, really well, like run the ball like the Cleveland Browns do.
Throwing it on 3rd and 1, looking deep for Peoples-Jones into the sun. He makes the catch down at the 1.
Smith for Metcalf, who's open. DK Metcalf trying to put a move on. And Metcalf down inside the 2-yard line. A good catch and carry. Deshaun Elliott kept him from getting a touchdown.
This defense needs to come through once again if Washington wants to keep this thing within 1 score.
They're bringing the big fullback with Farniok. Rushes all day. Loading up. Going deep for Brown. He's got it inside the 20.
With time. Tipped and intercepted. Coming up the sideline. Fitzpatrick. Touchdown.
Williams with a big hole. Jamal Williams. Can he take it to the house? Yes, he can. Touchdown, Lions.
Bradbury, one of the shrewd free agent acquisitions made by Howie Roseman, Phillies GM here in what was a big offseason. Sanders breaking free outside the 40, inside Jacksonville territory. What a sprint by Sanders.
Stunt. Wentz escapes. Looking. Throw. He's got a man. It is caught for a first down.
Hunt in motion. Hand off to Chubb. Chubb through the left side. Inside the 20. Chubb's got the 10. 5. Touchdown. Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb immediately looks back to make sure there's no penalties on the play.
And there's his mom. 8:40 to go. Hand off to Algier. Around the right side. He's got some room. Flag down. Algier flying down the sideline. Still going. Dragging defenders. And Algier is finally brought down inside the 10.
It got out in front to lead the way. Mills thinking deep. Throwing deep. Headed for Collins. He's got it at the 30. And all the way down to the 16-yard line. And there's the big play the Texans were looking for. 58 yards.
Get those calls communicated.
Rashad Penny straight ahead. Rashad Penny is going to take it in for a Seahawk touchdown. What a turn of events.
From 21 yards away, Tyler Bass. The kick is good, and it's a game winner. The Bills complete the comeback, and they knock off the Ravens 23-20.
Going deep, he's got Judy inside the 15.
Get up, snap it around 22. If you get the first down, take a timeout.
There it is at 22. Rodgers. He's picked! And this is going to the house. Jack Jones with the pick six.
Well, we talked earlier. Jack Jones with the fumble, 4th-round pick. I really liked him watching it, and we said earlier he's got an instinct for it.
Having a little bit of success against Pat Surtain.
1st and 10. And the swerving Jacobs gets away. They can't bring him down, even by holding on to his jersey. And a foot race into the secondary and brought down by Stearns. What a gallop. He's down near the 17-yard line on a run of 43.
Gets it back in after that big penalty moved him back.
Gordon the back, 2nd and 7. Russ going deep. Oh, and he's got him. He's got him at the 5. Hamler, first catch of the season. And it couldn't have come at a better time for Wilson and the Broncos. What a connection. 55 yards.
This little schedule and these tough games, trying to figure your team out. How huge.
Here it goes. For the win from 31. Crosby right down the middle.
And the 101,000 people in Green Bay breathe with a sigh of relief. You have a 3rd-string rookie quarterback and you almost get upended. Got to give the Patriots credit for a great plan. But in the end, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are too much.
You get a score right here. You can stop the clock.
Gordon 7 to the end zone. McCaffrey, touchdown.
Now at the end, it's going to probably come down to both quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah. There's Rodgers. Quickly gets rid of it. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Dobbs turns around to make the grab.
And that's on Jonathan Jones, their number 1 corner, and that's why I like Dobbs. He does these things that all of a sudden make it quarterback friendly.
But there it goes again. Hey, they were generous there. They were generous. They didn't beat it. Here's the pass by Zappi. Open man at the 10 and strutting in for the touchdown is Devontae Parker. Oh, the Patriots got some kind of break right there.
That was 100% delay of game again.
2nd down and 2. Jacobs. Here he goes, plowing into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders, 10 yards.
Sometimes when you only keep 2 on, your team, you might.
Here's 1st down. And look at the run by the rookie Watson for the touchdown. Oh, they love his stride. They love his speed. They said we have to figure out ways to get the football in his hands after he had that drop on the first play of the season that would have gone 75.
Bowles the block. Rush to the end zone. Caught. Sutton, touchdown, Denver.
And that gives you a little bit more flexibility as a play caller as well, knowing that you don't have to necessarily get it all the way into the end zone.
Goff for the end zone. It's a touchdown. T.J. Hockenson. What a game he is having.
Diggs the motion man on 1st and 10. Allen steps up. He's going to run. Allen crosses the 40, and there's the slide.
2nd and 7. Mariota over the middle, and it is intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Ward.
Seattle has not scored a second-half touchdown on offense in the first 3 games of this season. They're the only NFL team without one. But Smith wants more for Metcalf, and he hangs on. What a grab at the 48-yard line.
This defense needs to come through once again if Washington wants to keep this thing within one score.
Bringing the big fullback with Farniok, rushes all day, loading up, going deep for Brown. He's got it inside the 20.
Pickett from the shotgun. Looking, throwing, deep, has a man open. It is intercepted by Jordan Whitehead.
Actually, he looks like he's in charge now, though.
I think he's in charge.
I don't think he's walking a beat on this one.
First down, Josh Allen. He's in charge. Stephon Diggs with the grab. First down, Buffalo.
2nd and 7. Here come the Eagles on the blitz. Lawrence in the face of pressure, and it is picked. James Bradbury.
3 tight ends on. Pickett trying to sneak it, trying to get there. Touchdown.
You've got to get it secured against your side. He had that ball to the outside. He couldn't put it away.
Goff, sideline throw, and the catch inside the 10. Moving to the end zone. Josh Reynolds just short. It'll be 1st and goal for the Lions.
In a tight area.
Stepping backwards, still with the arm strength to find Bandy for a first down to the 15.
It's a 15th play of this drive. Rush looking, throwing, end zone. It's caught by Gallup. Touchdown, Dallas.
When you do something really, really well, like run the ball like the Cleveland Browns do.
Throwing it on 3rd and 1. Looking deep for Peoples-Jones. Into the sun. He makes the catch. Down at the 1.
3rd and 2. Wentz lofting corner of the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Jahan Dotson.
After back-to-back 20-yard plays, it's Derrick Henry making a cut. Inside the 5 and in for the touchdown.
Really focusing on his role as a head coach.
A little bit of a high snap fielded by Hurts, throwing on the run, and he completes. This is A.J. Brown on his first catch. What a lethal combination those two have been.
Here in the beginning of the game, there's been a couple of times Daniel Jones is coming out, and there is nobody there.
Play action again. More good ball handling from Jones. Room to run. There goes Daniel Jones. Touchdown, Giants. Key block at the end from Tanner Hudson. 21 yards and a first-half touchdown for New York.
Excellent fundamentals there. 2nd and goal. Out of the gun. Brady looking. Evans brought it in. Great catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.